If you're lucky, the client is very detailed in how they describe what they're looking for. But in our case, our client pretty much admitted that they don't know what they want, and they don't know what they're looking for style-wise, which is very common. It's going to be up to us to help guide them through figuring out what they want. And as they say, clients do not know what they want sometimes until they see it. And this is where something called stylescapes, or brand style presentations, come in handy. You may have also heard the name brand boards, mood boards, and inspiration boards. All of those basically are the same thing, that they quickly and clearly define and show a particular design style. The presentation is simple and almost always shown with one large image or page. At this stage, we have not tackled any sort of design tasks ourselves. What we need to do is curate our photos and items from other sources. This is mostly just between you and the client, to find a general direction on style and look. So legally, I would not encourage you to use other people's work without giving them proper credit or posting it publicly. I get asked this question a lot by students, if they can use their inspiration boards or mood boards used with other artists' work. And I say just for internal use, to be super safe. Or give the proper credit for each piece of work used. I can even take my own photos and incorporate them into my stylescape or style board if I'm worried about it. But I would definitely keep it just between you and the client, and if you do decide to put it on your portfolio as part of your presentation, make sure you either give proper credit to the artist for each of the items you used in your stylescape, or try to find alternatives that you created yourself or you have the rights to use. And as I've said many times before, I like to find photos from free stock websites first, like Pexels.com, Unsplash, and Pixabay, to build out my stylescapes or my brand style presentations. So let's look at 2 brand style presentations I put together quickly for a casual fashion brand. These are 2 totally different styles, and one seems more simple and clean and sophisticated, and the other one more casual, bright, and fun. And if the client was struggling trying to find a style direction, presenting these 2 different style options may allow them to give you valuable insight moving forward. They may want to have a blend of both. They may want to see another style represented. They may fall in love with one, and that gives you a huge head start in coming up with your own logo, typography system, and brand colors later on. So how many of these should I put together? I recommend 2 or 3 in different styles to be the most helpful. Offering more than that can start to confuse the client and bring up more questions than answers. Offering just one will not give the client a chance to choose between different styles. Based on your research, you should already be able to pick 2 or 3 different design styles you think the client might resonate with. Since you're using other sources, if the client does not connect with the style you send, this can prompt them to bring up suggestions to you. This gives you a chance to quickly present a different style. You should not spend too much time putting these together, as it's still firmly in the brainstorming process and nothing final has been set. There are also stylescapes for finished concepts after you move through the entire brainstorming phase and come up with different logo ideas. There is no wrong time to present a stylescape or a mood board or inspiration board. Sometimes earlier on in the process, it's necessary to establish a direction with a client that may not know what they want. And it can be helpful in deciding between 2 different styles they might want to go for. Also, for presentation and portfolio presentations, you could take everything you're going to create throughout the class and put it into one final style board or stylescape presentation, like this, for example. And we're going to work through that project and talk about key characteristics of strong presentations a little bit later on in the course. So don't worry, we're going to walk through this. And we're slowly working our way through this what feels like a long research process, but I have just a few more direction-finding activities we could do to further establish our style direction. And once we do a couple of these projects, we're going to be very close to one of my favorite parts of this entire process, and that is the brainstorming and sketching phase. So please hold tight. I have a little extra student project for you if you want to participate. If you decided to use the Sushi Club brand, great. Or if you decided to use your own different company or client brief, that's great too. But I want you to practice creating a couple of different stylescapes or style presentation boards, mood boards, inspiration boards, whatever you want to call them. I want you to pick a hero image, somebody to kind of represent the target audience or the user persona that you came up with. I want them to be the star of your stylescape and the center of your stylescape. I want you to build the whole presentation around that user persona and deriving colors from the photos as inspiration. I also want you to think about a main typeface example. So you can see in this stylescape, I have 2 different typefaces chosen, and I think each one helps to tie along with kind of the styles of the photos as well. Everything's kind of connected. As you can see, the first style has a sans serif typeface, but it's a more fun, youthful look. And then the other one is a serif typeface. It's a more traditional look and as well for these 2 different high fashion brands. So I want you to do the same thing. I want you to find your user persona image, put her or him right there in the middle and build everything else around it. You can go on behance.com, find some great example logos, maybe put a series of different logos on there that you think have a similar style that you think that the user persona would really resonate with. And same thing, you go to pexels.com, go to Unsplash, find some inspirational photos to kind of help build this and put it together for either the different client brief that you're using, or if you're going to go along with me with the Sushi Club and do kind of your own brand building with this. So hopefully I look forward to seeing your work. You could just post it. I would love to see it on social media. I'd love to see what it looks like.